us to graph two complete cycles of each of the functions. So f of x here, this first one, I see that I have a midline at -5. So I'm going to call this -5 here. Extend this. Not super to scale here, so bear with me if that's okay with you all. But my midline here is going to be at -5. My a value here is just 1, right? So I'm going to go, we're gonna zoom into this a little bit and say that this is -4 and this is -6. So just to make this a little bit better for you all, that's where we're at. And we're told that our b value is 2, which to find my period then, I just do 2 pi divided by b. So my period is going to be pi. And there's no h value that shifts me left or right. I know I have to do 2 complete cycles, so I'm also going to mark here at 2 pi. So both of my cycles are going to land between 0 and 2 pi. Now it's a positive sine function, so I know that it's going to start at the midline and it's going to go up. And let's see here. Let's see if I can make this semi in the right spots here. And so what I know about where it hits the midline, the maximum, and the minimum, it's all like halfway points, right? So I know it's going to come back to the midline here at halfway between 0 and pi. And then halfway between 0 and pi over 2 is where it's going to hit the top. And so we notice it's kind of symmetrical in a way that it's going to be equal distances between every point that hits the midline maximum or minimum. So this becomes 3 pi over 4. This becomes, this is going to be 5 pi over 4, 6 pi over 4, which is the same thing as 3 pi over 2, 7 pi over 4, and then 8 pi over 4 is 2 pi. So again, to mark the second cycle here, I got here. And again, this is a freehand drawing. I am obviously not the best artist, so hopefully you can kind of see these are supposed to be equal distances apart, but this sine function goes on forever. So there's our 2 full cycles of that positive sine function. See if I can do a better job at sketching this one out. So first of all, there's no k value, which means I'm going to start my midline here at 0, which is nice for me, so I can put that right in the middle. I then have an amplitude here of 4, so I'm going to go up 4 units and down 4 units to get to my maximum and minimums. And then I have an h value here of pi over 3. So that means I'm going to start here on the left at -pi over 3. It's a positive cosine function, which means I know I'm going to start at the top and end at the top. So that means that my first point, I'll do this one in pink, is going to be up here. And my last point, so right now I have a b value of 1, which means that my period is just going to be 2 pi. So from here, let's call it here, is 2 pi. And I got to figure out what this actual x value is. So I'm going to do -pi over 3 plus 2 pi. And that's going to give me, what is that, 5 pi over 3? So we'll call that 5 pi over 3. The h values kind of make it funky, which is, maybe frustrating, but it's okay. We'll get through it. Now to give us a sketch here, I know, like I said earlier, right, it ends at the top. Oops. And looks something like this. Now again, depending on like what your teacher wants or what you want to be able to do, like you should also be able to find the x values in between because they're all equal distances apart, like we said in the last one. Which means that like when we're going through this, right, 2 pi, let's do this in the right units, is the same thing as 6 pi over 3. And so half of that would be just pi, or 3 pi over 3. So I would just go over 3 pi over 3. So 1, 2, 3 pi over 3. And again, we go back 1.5 pi over 3. This gets ugly. So we could call this 0.5 pi over 3, or if I wanted to make this a nice pretty number, I'd multiply the top and the bottom by 2 to get pi over 6. And then again, I would add pi over 6 to this one here as well. Then I would add, 0.5 I would add 1.5 pi over 3 to this one, which would give me, was at 3.5 pi over 3, again, which is the same thing as 7 pi over 6. So these x values get really ugly. And so, again, just be careful on this. You got to make sure that they're all equal distances apart. But let's look back at what it asked us to do originally. I think it said to sketch it. But again, this second one here should land, another 2 pi away to get our full 2 cycles. So that would end up being 11 pi over 6. Sorry, pi over 3. Because we'd be adding another 6 pi over 3. So I'm not going to worry too much about the in-between x values, but you get the general idea that they have to be equal distances apart. And so it takes a little bit of algebra to get that looking nice and neat. But that's the general sketch of it for 2 cycles. And they go on in either direction to repeat that function.